What's your mindset?
Yeah,
Take us into what's going on in between your ears.
honestly, it's really just about staying bought in, staying together. I feel like that's always been our thing this entire season, staying together, being a close-knit group. I mean, these 2 games to Minnesota, like, we were just so close, and I feel like there's nothing worse than just a close loss. Like, there's nothing worse than that because you knew that little changes here and there, like, you could have had that game, and so for us, it's just next game up. Like, we can't worry too much about games down the line. We just have to worry about playing Seattle, and then we head on the road back to the West Coast with LA and the Valks and Phoenix. So we have a good stretch ahead of us, but it's just about continuing to show up.
Man, I needed teammates like you in the locker room because after a tough stretch, it doesn't matter who you are as a professional athlete. You start to you start to be in that little lull a little bit,
Mhm.
and trying to figure out how to dig yourself out of the hole. And basketball is so much about momentum, so much about confidence, and it's about feeling good going into the playoffs. But it's also about getting your teammates right,
Yeah.
and playing a specific style of play. And to be
Mhm.
honest with you, it's been really hard for you all, just watching as a fan, to play that particular style of play because you have had injuries all season. And I know we're in a no excuses league, we're in a results league, but Sophie Cunningham officially out for the season with MCL. You got Harry McDonald earlier, Sydney Colson. Caitlin Clark is day to day. We're unsure about when she's going to come back from her groin injury. It just seems like, especially at the guard position, and we all know how important it is to have a point guard run your offense and be confident and steady. And going into playoffs, you understand how important it is to have that quarterback at the start of your offense, that coach on the floor. What are those conversations like?
Yeah, honestly, we brought in Odyssey and Shea Peddy, and then we just signed Aerial Powers. And so for us, I mean, we just try to figure out different ways. I think sometimes, they do a great job just getting us into our offense, but I think we just continue to try and find different ways to manipulate it a little bit on the offensive end, make defense have to guard a little bit different, and just try to give ourselves some easier looks. But at the end of the day, like, every time we step out on that court, like, we just have to hoop. Like, it doesn't matter if it's pretty, it doesn't matter, it's not gonna be perfect, but we just have to go out there, play for each other, and just simply hoop. Do what you do, get a bucket, get a stop, and just push the pace.
Well, you mentioned guards. Shea Peddy signed to a 7-day hardship contract. They actually had to wait for Sophie to sit out a game to be
Yep,
able to
that rule is
have
so
that
crazy.
hardship rule, which is crazy. She actually had 16 points, Shea Peddy,
Yep.
last night against the Lynx. She looked good. She's a consummate vet, honestly, 6 years in the league, played for Phoenix for so many years, knows what it takes. So I think that was a great signing. Ariel Powers, another 7-day hardship contract, 9 years in the WNBA. She most recently played for the Valkyries, but Powers is the 17th player. Yeah, 17th player to wear the Fever uniform this season. And no, the WNBA did not change the rules about roster sizes. This is actually the case. 17th player on an 11 man roster, um, which is insane. And I think it goes back to the cry of like, expand the roster.
Mhm.
Because if you have someone that is the next man up with all of these injuries, at least they're familiar with their
Yeah, with the
offense.
offense, and you're not trying to work through in the middle of the season, end of the season type of thing. So, but honestly, everyone that we've signed, no matter how late we've signed them, have honestly just came in and just been ready and focused on what we do and just try to adjust the best they can. And honestly, I think everyone's just been doing a pretty great job.
Like I said, I would have loved to play with you. You're so positive. No, for real, I would have loved to play with you because I think you need that on your squad. You need that in your locker room, and you're going to win a lot of games because of that.